All right, here we are. First of all, introductions, because we have done this several times. It's about time we have an introduction. Here, everyone, is Mike Wellman of the Atomic Basement Comic Book Store in Long Beach, California. At Third and been there a year. Pandemic City for a year, and here we are on the back up, right?
Yeah.
So we're here for our...
Hi.
Hi, Mike. So we're here for the weekly update on the new comic books, and surprise, surprise, it's Tuesday, and we have new comic books, right?
Finally,
which is great. Finally, hopefully everything's going to be back on track starting this week, and everybody's going to get their comic books on time. Nobody's going to be disappointed, right? And so Mike is going to share with us his picks for this week, right?
Well, let your hubby know that the new issue of Usagi Yojimbo is out this week, so he'll be happy.
Oh, the new
You'll have reason
issue.
to come see me.
The new issue of Usagi Yojimbo is out.
Usagi.
He's correcting me.
Usagi
Yojimbo. Usagi Yojimbo.
There you go.
So that has been an independent comic that's been running, I would bet, 40 years maybe? Something? 35?
85, Mike, I think is when it came out.
He said it came
35?
out in 85.
I think around 85.
It started in the 80s, yeah.
2005,
I'll look it up.
2015, 2020, 36.
So there was this, there was a funny animal craze that happened in the 80s as a result of Ninja Turtles. And I'm not sure if Usagi predated Ninja Turtles, but definitely benefited from the popularity of Ninja Turtles. And like at a time in the mid 80s, probably right before Dark Knight and Watchmen, everybody was going crazy for adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, Usagi Yojimbo, all these black and white character, animals that are like had martial arts aspects to them. And I mean, here we are 35 years later, and we're all grown men still doing it, still buying it. And they're still, I got to give it to Stan Sakai, because I don't think anybody else has worked on Usagi. Like, Spawn gets credit for making the world record over 300 issues. But other people have worked on Spawn through the years, and Todd hasn't always been very hands-on with it. I think he is now, but Stan has been, there every month. And I think Don, you know Tom Luth, right? Didn't you bring him in?
Thanks to Trish.
Actually, I brought Tom Luth in.
She introduced me to Tom.
Oh, you did?
Figure that out. I did.
Tell the secret origin of how you met Tom.
Oh, the origin story. I met Tom Luth at an artist collective called Cultural Alliance of Long Beach. They were on Pine near 7th, and they had this amazing space. It was almost like this big warehouse-style space, and we had some meetings there, and people would come and just do things, make things and whatever. It was like Makersville, right? We made things, and then Tom Luth showed up one day. It might have been because we had like a certain theme that week or whatever, but yeah, he came and we're like, cool, and they said, and draws, and you should go check out this thing.
Well, I mentioned his name because he was the colorist on Usagi for quite a while. Is why I mentioned him. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I know. I mean, I'm sure he's done other stuff, but yeah, he was coming to Sketchy Bug meetings and being a part of the community there, and And he worked on Usagi, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah. And Stan, I think, lives up in North Hollywood or something. So he's a local creator-ish as well.
Yeah,
Stan Sakai is the creator of Usagi.
So tell me, I think I heard you say at the beginning that has he been publishing himself, or he's published by someone?
Bye.
I think he's been published by, I think he started at Fantagraphics, if I'm not mistaken, and then he spent some time at Image. His character, Usagi, was even turned into, I think, just on a few episodes of the Ninja Turtles animated series, and they made an action figure. So, they kind of brought him into their universe a bit. Currently, it's published by IDW, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he's been at Fantagraphics, Image, I want to say, Dark Horse, and now I think he's at IDW. So he's been at most of the big companies. But IDW is doing a really good job with, maintaining and promoting it and stuff. So, yeah.
But
I think if you're at a company for a certain amount of time, maybe you just kind of get used to each other, and I don't want to say take each other for granted, but it's sometimes it's good to mix it up and do something new,
Sure. Like if you think that it'll open you up to a new audience, maybe a more global audience or something like that, more shows.
You never know. Maybe. Hopefully.
I have the first trade here, Mike, with from Fantagraphics.
Oh,
is that the very first one?
The trade, the first trade. Careful when opening it up.
So that has the first 7 issues?
That's the first. No, that's the first trade. I may have the first issue actually, also.
Yeah, and his style hasn't really changed much. I mean, I don't pay very close attention, but it seems to me like it's been very consistent over the years. I'm not sure how old Stan is now, but he's got to be up there a bit. And he still rocks it just the way he did, when he was a chipper young man. So our little tribute to Stan Sakai. He deserves it.
I have met Sakai, Don reminds me.
I'm sure you've met him.
The Tofu Festival.
Back when we had conventions, right?
Right. Yeah, so 3 years ago today, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post, but 3 years ago today it would have been WonderCon, this particular day. And so it's like you see those. One of my hobbies on my day off is to kind of look at my Facebook memories, and it's like, there's all my friends, and there I am, making $5 selling comics or whatever, and dressing up and doing these panels and so.
Well,
good
I
memories.
just got a ping from the fellas at Comic-Con Revolution about their December show. And
are you going to be a part of it?
Well, we were going to be a part of it last year, right? But then everything got crazy. So yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they'll probably comp you some space because you were there to interact with the kids and give them activities and stuff, right?
So I was gonna do my Pike Stories project. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed everybody behaves themselves, in the next few months, and we're able to do things like comic conventions again safely and soon. That's my hope. So
number 1, working on number 2 next week.
Actually, issue 1.
Issue 1 of my vaccine.
You got your first shot?
My first shot. Can't wait for the second.
Yeah, I still have to get mine, and I mean I've tried a few times online to do it, and it's like I'm not qualified yet, but I've had some people advise me of ways around that. So knock on wood, I don't encounter this coronavirus between now and when I get it. But how did it feel after you got your first one?
I heard that the first one was fine, but I heard that the second one gets a little people get.
Did you get the Moderna or the Pfizer?
Moderna. Yeah, Moderna. Okay. It was perfectly fine. Yeah,
that's the one I want. So, should we talk about comics? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, comics. Is there a vaccine comic? Is there a corona
vaccine
comic?
For comics. I've been trying to get vaccinated for over 30 years on my love of comics, and there's no cure. But this will be a fun sneak peek for some of the cool stuff you'll see when you come into Atomic Basement tomorrow. Real quick before I get started, I've got Marcus Newsome coming, he's a really good artist. Come on in, babe. My girlfriend's here.
Hi guys.
We're doing our show real quick.
Oh, how cute.
Hi, Steph. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are
you? Hey, lady. Good to see you.
Hi, dear.
Special guest star, Stephanie Grant.
He's hearing you too, so if you're on speaker.
It's all good. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about something.
Marcus Newsome.
About what?
Marcus.
Oh, yeah. Marcus Newsome is going to be our special guest tomorrow. We've been really limiting our events, like, not going as crazy as I like to normally go. But he's my son's favorite artist. No offense, Don. But he, so his third issue of a book called Lightning Strikes is coming out. And he's got a really fun art style that I would say if you're a fan of like Humberto Ramos or graffiti art, you'd probably enjoy this book. And for whatever reason, like kids love him. Like Stephanie's son loves him. My son loves his stuff. And he's always really gracious and kind and, draws them sketches and stuff. So unfortunately, Graham won't be there. He's quarantined, and it's middle of the school weeks for Stephanie's son. He lives in Altadena, so we're going to be counting on the people of Long Beach to come out and support.
Yay! Go Long Beach!
Go Long Beach.
Marcus, Lightning Strike.
Yes.
Newsome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lightning Strikes.
And so he'll be there from 1 to 5. The store is open from 12 to 7.
Nice. I see the images and what you mean about the art. It's kind of cool, very interesting.
Yeah, it's great. And it's got a lot of really good energy. And he is part of a new comic shop that just opened called Black Star Collectibles. And they deal in solely like Black characters, both in comics, in real life. There's, like a Rosa Parks doll that they sell and stuff like that. And I think they're doing pretty good. I think it's an important thing that, communities see representation like that, not just kind of 1 in 25 books has a character, that happens to be Black. I think it's a cool thing. So. And
that's a friend of yours running that, right?
Well, I don't know. There's 3 guys running it. Fionn is a friend of mine, and Marcus is a friend of mine. I don't think I've met the third person.
Oh, okay.
That's part of it. But they're on Instagram and stuff.
It helps when you have 3 people. 3 is a good number.
Oh yeah, trust me. Being the lone man on the front lines running my own thing, it's like, I would love to be open 7 days a week, but this past year has kind of proven it to be humanly impossible, and I've found.
You gotta sleep.
Well, I found better ways to kind of make my time more effective, So, I make deliveries on not every Monday, but most Mondays. And then Tuesday I have to wait here for the shipment. So it gives me reasons to, not go in. And then I'm there the rest of the week, theoretically.
Yeah, well, and I think that people tend to come out to places like comic books, not on Monday or Tuesday.
I mean, there were times even before pandemic on Mondays, I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs all day, and not really having a lot of business. And this is before we knew the word coronavirus. It's just like, it was just January, it was like a dead zone. And so when I started not opening on Mondays and Tuesdays, the people that would trickle in on Mondays and Tuesdays, they kind of learned Wednesday through Saturday and then Sunday morning. So, I mean, I even have people that,
No,
go ahead.
You even have people.
Oh, I even have people come to my house and shop. Like,
hey,
the home shopping network.
A great supply there,
Well, I mean, they're here for the new books, and it's grown. It needs to grow a little faster, but you gotta do it at the pace that the public's ready. So yeah. But we're gonna talk about comic books. Let me tell you, I got some hits I want to talk to you guys about. You ready?
Thank you. Let's see what you got.
Okay, so tomorrow, Alien is coming out. You've probably seen the movie or at least heard of it. And it's written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I don't know what else he's done. But Salvador Larroca is the artist. And it looks really cool. There are, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some familiar faces. If you're a fan of the movies, there's some familiar faces in here. And LaRocca is one of those artists that does a really good job with capturing likenesses and kind of like you can see like he's got there's acting happening there. You see that?
Yep.
So and the aliens look awesome. I'm certainly intrigued. This is another title that 25, 30 years ago Dark Horse had the license to. And I really liked it when they first started. Then it just got really kind of bland. But this is an exciting new beginning. And a lot of people have been asking for it. And there's a bunch of variants, including our favorite. That's Peach Momoko's Alien variant. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see. Very cool. Now show me the other one.
It is
show
cool.
me that one. I can see.
The first one?
Mhm.
So that's the more like kind of cinematic looking one.
Mhm.
And I don't want to show you guys the interiors too much because I don't want to spoil things.
No.
Another
that's cool, the
artist
variant thing.
Huh?
That's cool, the
I'm
whole
sorry?
variant cover thing.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's okay. I mean, they can go a little overboard with it sometimes. I think there's about 10 or 15 variants for this book. I ordered heavy on the main version, and I got a couple each of all the other ones. So, but I really like Peach Momoko. So, and here's another variant cover. This is not a title I read, but I really dug this cover. So I was like, okay, I kind of need this in my life. And that would be Michael Cho's Savage Avengers.
Cool.
So this is issue 19. So Savage Avengers, it's kind of like a crossover of the Avengers and Conan the Barbarian. It's been going for a while now. It says chapter 9, like this is issue 19, and it says chapter 19. So I can't imagine that there hasn't been arcs, but whatever. But I really dug that cover. He's been doing a lot of these kind of iconic versions of these characters we know and love, and I thought that was pretty cool. So another book that I like the cover, but probably won't read it. There are some books I'm going to read. We'll get to those, but this is Carnage. So Carnage is kind of like an extreme version of Venom, if you know who Venom is.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing that?
I am.
So this is Patrick Gleason is the artist, and he's done this trick about 4 or 5 times now. He did first he did it on Spider-Man 55, which came out about 6 months ago, and it became extremely popular. So then they reprinted it. They've reprinted it 4 times now. He's done a Venom one. Now he's done this Carnage one. But if it's cool, it's cool. Like, what can you say, right? So, baby, no language. Are you a fan of Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves. Some of his movies I like, yeah.
Okay.
I did like John Wick.
Okay.
And Bill and, I don't know if I know Bill and Ted, but
did you like Bill and Ted?
John Wick. I did like John Wick a lot on the TV, and then I saw it in the movie theater, and I thought, wow, this is really kind of gruesome. But I think
that's kind of the point of John Wick, though, isn't it?
I forgot why I liked it so much, because usually the extreme violence really kind of turns me off. But but I did, and maybe it was the dog,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like action movies. I liked them a lot more when I was younger. But the action in that film is really well choreographed, and even if it can be ultra violent, it's cool. Like, the director's good. The story's good. So anyway, Keanu Reeves wrote this comic for Boom Studios. It's called Berserker. And of course, the character, when an actor writes a comic, the characters tend to look like the actor. And it wasn't long after.
Cool. Oh, it's a comic. Wow.
It's a comic book, yeah. And it's been optioned for film, I believe, and they're doing an animated series as well. And he's going to do the voice of the animated series. So, I mean, Keanu Reeves has been having a bit of a renaissance period in his career, I would say, since John Wick. I mean, did Ted, he's doing Matrix again, and
he's
probably,
always had,
I'm sure, more John Wick. Huh?
Yeah, but you're right. The John Wick series really, brought him back in profile.
And I mean, Bill and Ted, the new one, had their kids in it, and you see what happens when stoners grow up to be in their mid to late 40s. So, and he wrote this book, which is it's like a ultra violent sci-fi epic. Yeah, I got that one for you, baby. Yeah. Okay, so let's get to some stuff I read.
Oh, okay.
This is great. This is by a mutual friend of me and Don's. I think Don knows Tony Fleeks as well. Written by Tony Fleeks.
I met him. Yeah. Stray dog.
Does he know?
Yes, he said dogs. It looks cute.
If you look at the artwork inside, it looks like a Disney cartoon. Right? The art is not by Tony. Tony's a great artist, but this is drawn by somebody named Trish, actually.
Oh, funny.
Trish,
not me.
Trish Forstner. Wasn't you?
No, it wasn't
I
me.
mean, it's really well done. It looks like a Disney animated cartoon, but it reads like a.
Would you like to see what my dog looks like? This is one I drew. It's actually not a dog. I think it was supposed to be a dinosaur.
Coincidentally, it's a dog.
But
I'll let
now
Tony
it
know
can
if it
be
doesn't
a
work
dog.
out with the other Trish to call you. But yeah,
well,
it's just
and
nice this has been optioned. I think it's going to be a animated adult, not adult like the kind of adult movies I watch, but animated like adult R-rated. Because there's a horror element to it. I mean, they do these like this is number 2. So I've got number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is a second print, just came out this week. Number 2 is dropping tomorrow. So there's that. Wow. Highly recommended.
I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest, when we get these little intros on comic books like this, it's really hard for me to tell, like, I want to go check that out. But actually that has a different feel to it, you know?
Right.
And I'm curious, right? So there we go.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow then.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it's a big hit. I ordered it because my buddy wrote it, really, is the main reason. But it turned out to be, like, number 1 goes for good money. The first printing of number 1 is, selling for good money on eBay right now since the announcement of the movie and everything. So, I sold out of the first printing, unfortunately, but I do have second prints. So, this book here, I think we talked about it last week, but we'll talk again because it's coming out this week.
See.
Oh, can you see that?
No, we have a little bit of a buffering problem. Oh, now I see it. Now I don't. I do.
Yeah. So it's the Scumbag. It's by my favorite writer, Rick Remender. He's each issue, I think I told you last week, but we'll bring it up again. Each issue's been drawn by a different artist, but he only works with amazing artists. Oh, look, baby, let me. And so yeah.
This is the Don scale.
Is that 2 thumbs up, Bengal?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Bengal's a great artist. They did a book together a year or 2 back called Death or Glory, and my car was in it. I mean, it looked like my car. It wasn't really my car, but anyway, yeah, I'm not sure how long this is going to go, but imagine if James Bond had the personality of the Tiger King. And that'll kind of give you an idea of what Scumbag is about.
I'm looking at
Trash James Bond. Meth addict James Bond.
Oh boy.
What did he say?
He said meth addict James Bond, but funny.
Pretty much, yeah. And then my last pick of the week is it's a high-end item, but I think very well worth it. I don't normally order these expensive things because there's no guarantee that you'll sell it, and anything that you order costs $50 to $100. You don't sell it, that's $50 to $100 you spent. But I'm pretty confident that somebody will buy this. And that would be this Marvel portfolio by Peach Momoko, who, is a friend of the store, friend of us. And it's $50, but it's got 12 prints in there. It looks beautiful. It's got some of her best work she's done for Marvel.
Nice.
And she's doing a ton of work right now, but I'm going to take credit because I think I am the first person that hired her to do a Marvel thing. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think that Captain Marvel poster was the first time she ever drew a Marvel character. And now she's the hottest thing. Huh?
Do you still have any of those? Captain Marvel.
I don't. I have mine. I have mine, but that would have been at my former establishment. So if there's any left, they're over there. I hear rumors that they might have reprinted them because we did sell out. But, I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, cool. That's awesome. Well, you've gotten some great ideas for me to take a look at. And maybe that's what I should do is I should plant myself at the store and buy a comic and read it right there, right?
Yeah. You don't even have to buy it. You can just read it. And then if you like it, then you buy it. But but that's one of the reasons we have, the welcoming environment that we have and the couch and I don't want people to hurry up and buy and go. That's not the vibe of Atomic Basement, for better or for worse. Like, there's some people that hang out there, all day on Wednesday, but they're all good people, and it's kind of a hybrid between a comic shop retail space and a clubhouse. We like to say, like.
Well, the best comic book shops are kind of that homey feel, right?
Yeah, you could buy online from home but if you want that personal sort of touch and community, and we're all a little nervous about that right now when it comes to being around people and all that. But once we all get our vaccines and we can let our guard down a little bit, hopefully, and start doing things like creator nights again, and big events like Free Comic Day, I think is supposed to be happening August 14th. So
oh, good.
Fingers crossed. Things are.
Everybody in the United States is going to be vaccinated by the end of May, right?
The sensible, reasonable people, yeah. But then there's the people who are like, I don't need no vaccine.
Well,
I ain't gonna get sick.
So I will be vaccinated. So
yeah, I
you'll
will
be vaccinated. You'll be good.
Of course, yeah. I'd like to think most of my my customers and my friends and my clientele are more on the reasonable side of things. So, mostly everybody there will be vaccinated, I would assume. So.
Great. Well, I have something to talk about.
Yes.
We've been watching superhero movies. Not movies.
Okay.
Movies.
Uh-huh.
It's called The Justice League by Snyder. Snyder Cut. Oh my gosh, I didn't have to get prompted for that part too. And we're not done yet because it's 4 hours long.
I know it's 4 hours. I can't get it to work on my TV. We had the same problem with Wonder Woman, but yeah, it's anyway, go ahead. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I do like it. The costuming is amazing.
Are you gonna do your homework and watch the Joss Whedon version as well?
Oh, are we gonna watch?
So we can watch it again if you want.
I suppose now we are. Yeah. Well, it's homework. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we tried
different-
watching it, so maybe we'll try it again tonight. But it was not working on my TV. Maybe too many people were watching it. I don't know how all that stuff works, but.
Oh, right, the buffering.
Yeah, the issue is, like, if there's a show that's in high demand, this is what happened with WandaVision, where they had so many people were hitting on one server that had the content on it that it caused the systems to lag or even go down.
Yeah, so you got to watch it at a time of day when not everybody's watching it, or
I should have watched it earlier today.
Well,
that's Stephanie. So yeah.
Yeah, but maybe now people have had a chance to see it, so there'll be less demand.
I mean, everybody's talking about it, so I'm assuming people are able to see it. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll watch an hour or two of it tonight, or try. Yeah. We did watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. Did you watch that?
I did. I loved it.
He loved it.
That was great. Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I like the Easter eggs in it too, Mike.
Easter eggs. Do you know what he's talking about?
Not even Easter yet.
Yeah.
I know Baron Zemo's in it. What did I miss?
What's that? Which ones do you remember?
I don't remember. I just remember him flying.
So he, well, I mean, it wasn't much of an Easter egg when they had Don Cheadle in there. I thought that was nice, but I got to go back and look and remember. But there were a couple of Easter eggs I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. They were little minor things, like a character mentioned or something like that, and now I'm blanking. Oh,
right.
I know. Here's my thought. The Falcon's partner, I think that's Joaquin, the other guy who's Falcon. In the more recent, remember there was a Falcon that looked more bird-like?
Okay.
Latino.
Okay.
Remember? I think he's.
I wasn't reading those, but
I don't
that's
think
from
he
the comics, right?
But I think that's the guy. I think that he's the one that the officer that was dealing with Sam. I think that's
because Falcon's essentially going to become Captain America, right? Sam
exactly.
Wilson.
Because when your boy Rick was writing it, I think it's when Rick wrote it. Actually, Remender.
Yeah.
I think that's when some of that happened, right? With Sam Wilson.
Yeah, it was. So that means I have those.
Yeah. So I think when
Turn
they
those into
introduced
money.
the quote new Falcon, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the last name was Torres, and that's what I think the name in the show was. That's my take. So
Okay.
I think that's.
I know Sam Humphries took over from Rick, I believe. So.
Yeah, he did. Good writer.
Yeah. So cool. Well, and of course, U.S. agent at the end, or the various names he goes by. He looked what?
Total tag.
He looked like a goober, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He looked like what's wrong with this guy? But there are people talk about John Walker that way, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay, Mike. I just
Cool,
have one thing to say. You want to know what I have to say?
Yeah,
I think that these little conversations that we have together,
she's on camera.
they come along much better when I'm broadcasting from this station as opposed to the other station, the other location, because we have the ambient fans going on.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, I hope you don't mind that I talk to the cameraman sometimes, because we've been doing this.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Forever.
I love it. Yeah. That's totally it.
It's funny because he's just like he becomes a silhouette on that little white board behind you.
The shadow. We'll just call him the shadow.
Yeah. So, but no, it's fun. It's a fun tradition. Hopefully we can. We'll do it most Tuesdays. If not, sometimes things pop up. But tonight was good. So yeah.
Okay, hey Mike. Great talking to you again. I think we're getting a groove, and this is good. And we'll see you tomorrow over at the store.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll set those stray dogs aside for you.
All right, thanks.
All right, bye, Trish. Bye, guys. Bye, Pumpkin. Are you coming in tomorrow, Don?
We'll see. Depends on when my training gets out and all that. I think there's a drawing session, so I'm not sure.
He does martial arts on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope to see you, but if not, I know I'll see you this week. So.
All right. Take care.
Right, you guys be good.
Good night.
Good night. How do I hit stop? Oh, leave. Boop. There we go.